Hello. Been sitting here for a while, just trying to think how how I should say this, but I think I'd have blurt it all out. God, finding God. Um, when I was at school, when I was a kid, in our assemblies back in the early '60s, we had the Bible classes, and I loved them. They were great, fantastic stories for us kids, you know. But when I got to about 11 and went to senior school, all that stopped. And in them few years, it become harder and harder and harder to talk about God or anything. It was embarrassing, you know. You was an idiot. You was a Bible basher if you talked about it. So you stopped talking about it. And during my working life, then you just didn't mention it. And it was the odd people, the odd person, I should say, that did believe in God. People ridiculed, so you stopped it. I've recently had a split up a couple of years ago with my wife, who was abusive towards me and my children, and it sent me into something called PTSD. It made me so ill. I was so ill. I just shut myself in my room. I shut myself in this room. I drew the curtains. I shut the door. I took my kids to school. Come back here. Shut the curtains. Just sat in the dark all day long with nothing on the TV. Nothing. Just sat here on my own. And she was coming round here every day. She had a key for the front door. She had still had her computer out the back. She was living with another bloke, and she was humiliating me every day. But because I love her, I loved her. I couldn't, I couldn't stop her. I couldn't shout. I couldn't have a go at her. I've never lost my temper to her face. If ever I've raised my voice at her, I used to turn my back to her, right? Or hurt myself. If I lost my temper with her, I'd hurt myself to stop my temper. She was aggressive with me quite a lot. She did it to me a lot when I was younger. And my children are telling me now that she hits them. She used to hit them, and they're terrified of her. But being a man, there's nothing anybody cares about a man that's gone through all this. They only care about women that have gone through it. I think I'd be in prison now if uh, if I would have done to her what she'd have done to me. But besides that, she come round here one day and she was really taking a mickey out of me. She was really humiliating me and laughing at me. And she was stood outside, and I called her a Jezebel. And she started laughing at me and everything. And at the time, I was so angry inside. I had all the because I was still paying for her phone. I was even paying for her rent in her new apartment that she had rented, um, because I felt she told me I had to. Really, she told me I had to pay for it, and because I was just terrified of her stuff for some reason. I just still am a little bit, I suppose. What am I getting round to? I was so angry. I was planning going round there, and I was planning sorting the bloke out that she had gone away with. I I was planning doing something really really bad, even to the fact where I was tracing her on her phone. I could trace her anywhere on her phone. I knew exactly where she was, and I was following her around through the computer because it was my phone really. I could do this, and I was just about to scream at her and shout outside, and and really give her a verbal bashing, and I heard these words, and I don't understand where it was inside me in my head. I don't know where it come from, but I heard these words, and it just said, "Be good." And I stopped immediately. You hear something in you, look, that it was so loud. It was just so loud. And I immediately just stopped. And I just didn't know what to think. And she went, and the next time she come round, she said to me, "This isn't how I expected it to be. This isn't what I expected." Because she expected me to go round there. She expected me to go and attack the bloke she was with. That's what she wanted, and I realised, hang on a minute, this is what she wants me to do. She wants me to go round and attack him. She wants me to get myself put in prison. You know, that's her, this is her plan, because she plans everything. She says to me, she used to say to me in an argument, "Don't have an argument without knowing the answers first. Have the argument, the whole argument in your head, work out what they're going to say to you, and work out your answer first before you even start the argument, so you've won it before you even start." And that's how she lives her life, you know. So and I don't. I live my life for the minute. I don't plan anything. I didn't even plan this video. I just took my chair around to my PC. As you can see behind me, my TV's on the bit there. I watch the PC on my screen. I don't watch the television on there. Only the PC. Yeah, and I've got my Gab on there and stuff like that. Gab, YouTube and whatever. Not much on YouTube anymore. There's not much to watch on there anymore. It's all bloody crap. And but that was when I really discovered something was different. Hearing them words. Now, I didn't tell anybody about them. I didn't even tell my son. I just didn't know what to say to anybody. I had some help. I had some help from a company called You First. They're an abuse charity, and he was around here. He come round here 3 times to see me, and every time he come round here, my wife was here. Now, I couldn't read and write. My wife had set up my YouTube account, which she put all the posts on. I never ever put a post on it. She had set up my email account, where I never written the emails. She always wrote the emails for me, because I couldn't read and write. When she left, I couldn't read and write. I didn't know how to pay my bills, nothing. So it was a bit of an eye opener. And now I'm accepting it, and I'm telling people like You First, I'm telling them about this voice I heard. I'm telling my son, and I'm admitting that I believe in God, and I believe he's talking to me. I believe he's helping me. I believe he answers me. I don't know when he's going to answer. I ask a question, and I never know when I'm going to get the answer, but I seem to get the answer, and it comes to me like a bolt. The latest question, my wife keeps sending me these letters from moderators. My children won't speak to her. She's attacking me through my children's school. She's still going there. She's got the school on her side, both schools, my son's and her daughter. She's even got my son's rugby on her side. And no one would talk to me there anymore at the rugby. You know, they used to. It was somewhere me and my son could go and just get away from her. But no one would talk to me anymore because she's so convincing. You know, they believe everything she says. She's only little, no one would believe she's like the way she is, but my mother, my sister, they won't speak to me anymore because of her, because how nasty she's been to them. All my friends, my best friend Dave, he sat down and he cried and cried and he said, "Andrew, you don't realise who you're with." He said, believe me, she's really, really bad. You don't understand how bad she is. She's told me, Andrew, she told me her plans. You've got to get away from her. at the time I thought, what are you doing talking about, Dave? And she kept saying, Dave's gay for you, Andrew. Dave's gay for you. You know that, don't you? And she's so convincing. She was so convincing that, you know, it was him all the time, you know, but it wasn't. My mum's evil. My sister was evil, apart. Yeah, this is according to her. But as for finding God, I get the answers. I get this letter from the moderator, and I don't know what to do about it. She keeps sending these letters, and from solicitors. I don't know how she does it because I can't even get a solicitor. Every solicitor I go to says, "Oh, sorry, but you know, you don't qualify. You don't qualify." I mean, I'm on invalidity. I've got an autistic daughter that I look after, and a son, a 16-year-old son, and I don't qualify, but she qualifies, and she's a single woman. Now, God knows why. Now she wants to do moderation. We're going through a divorce at the moment. I've agreed to her divorce, but not the reason she gives, because she's saying that I'm abusive, and there's no way I'm abusive. I've never done anything to anybody in my life. You know, I'm a good man. I'm a working man. I love working. That's always been my life. Been a stage manager all my life. So she's sending me all these letters, and this about third moderator I've had. It's always moderators, you know. Oh, it would save us money. It would save us money. I don't care about money. All I care about is I'll give my children a home, somewhere to live. That's all I care about, is that I've got somewhere for my children to live, and I'll do anything to stop her selling this house. And it's not her house; it's our house. Both of our names are on the deeds, equal. We both put money into this house. She may have put a little bit more than me, but I kept her. She's never worked. I've kept her all the 25 years. So, you know, things are equal. You know, when the kids are grown up, I'll quite happily sell it and give her a fair share. But I want the kids to have their fair share out of it as well. Because as far as I'm concerned, I would just sign my half over to the kids anyway. I'll just give them my half. I've told them, you know, that I'll sign everything over to you as long as you let me live here for the rest of my life. You know, let me live in the house for the rest of my life. And they both agreed. But as moderator, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do about it. I'm thinking and thinking, so I asked God what to do about it, and he gave me the answer yesterday. He gave me his answer yesterday, and he's told me to answer the moderator and say, "Oh, will you come into? Is this all about child support? Is this all about the child tax credit that you stole from us? Is this all about helping us out more?" So I think that's the best answer I can give her. I mean, I'm sure I couldn't have thought of saying this, and these answers come to me. I mean, it's 2 years now. Even if she's unemployed, that's £7 for each child a week. Yeah, which is, and she took 3 months worth of child tax credit with her to her new apartment, which it all works out about £4,000 so far, and if she's working, a lot more. So I think this will frighten her. You know, when it comes to money, things will frighten her. So I think this is the answer I'm going to say. But all I want to say is thank you to God. Thanks for my answers. They're brilliant. Every time you give me an answer, it's just the best answer in the world. My daughter as well, she's been having problems because my wife was invited to the school for parents' evening. Now, they know she hasn't seen them for over a year. They haven't talked to her for over a year. Yet they invite her to parents' evening, not me. not the real parent, not the parent who's washing their bloody underpants and cooking for them, taking them to school every day. They didn't invite me, but they invited her to the parents' evening. And she said while she was there, I want to see more of Daisy's work. I want to see all her artwork, and because she loves doing art. My little daughter, she's only 12, and so they phoned me up and said we want to show her more of this art. And I said, look, I've never ever put a block between their mother and them, ever. I will not put a block. Now, if the children want to speak to her, they are welcome to speak to her, but it's up to the children what happens. Now, my daughter said, no, I don't want her seeing my artwork. I don't want her seeing my stuff. I don't want her seeing anything. I hate her. I told the school no. I didn't say everything, but I told the school no. And they still showed it all to her. They still showed it all to her. And the answer come straight away to me and my daughter. Don't do any more at school. And my daughter said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any more artwork at school. I'm just going to do my work, follow my curriculum, and not do any more artwork. I only do artwork at home. I used to post it. I made a website for her, a brilliant name for a website it was, Daisy's Art Space. I love the name I picked for her. And I put a YouTube account up for her as well, which I was moderating. She was chucking the art up because she's better than me, because I can't read and write much. And she was doing a really good job. Now her mum found it through the school. The school told them, I only did it so her artwork could be seen by her school, because I was so proud of her. The school went and told her mum, and now she won't post up on there anymore, which is really a real shame. So I'm going to make her another website soon, and I'll get rid of the one, just change the name on it somehow. I don't know how you do it, but I'll figure it out sooner or later. Anyway, I'm just saying, I am getting my answers, and they're brilliant answers, and I could never afford these simple solutions to every problem. And I just say thank you very much to God. Thank you very much to the answers. Thanks for looking after me. All right. Ta.